Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, PlayStation Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by Nelco Hall, GridFinder.com, and Driver61. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream, and the league as a whole. I am Tim, back with my co-commentator, as always, Malk. Are you ready for some medieval racing around Baku?
Medieval racing? Class! Let's go for it! Hello, Tim. I am doing very well, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and you know, I am just excited for Azerbaijan. We were talking a little bit just before the stream, and, well, we kind of expect a few front wings to be broken off today, maybe in turn 1, maybe in turn 3, definitely the castle section. It may be a bit of a chaotic race, but it's definitely going to be an interesting race, and it's going to be a crucial race in a lot of Drivers' Championship hopes.
Absolutely. I mean, Baku is without doubt one massive problems with the wings, and it's the barriers. It's like Monaco all over again. But with this, the castle section, I absolutely, and I'll say that again, I absolutely hate the castle section when I'm driving around Baku. It's the worst part of the track, and you have to be at your very best. I always lose at least 1 or 2 seconds from the castle section because I'm trying to avoid hitting the walls and everything like that. But overall, these guys should be practicing. Some of the guys who have already had their, I hope they had their Weetabix to make sure they get on the ball to not make sure they don't lose any of those wings at all or cause any safety cars, which I'll mention about later on, because I reckon we could have at least 2 safety cars tonight. Tim?
I reckon that we could have pretty much a lot more safety cars. You know, Baku is one of those tracks to where sometimes it can surprise you and be a clean race, and then other times it is just utter carnage. But hey, we have got some of the best drivers in the Invictus Racing League today, so if anyone can have a clean race around this track, it is definitely these guys. Just waiting to figure out who the driver is going to be the first one to blink. It looks like it is the Red Bull of Michael Luke. So we'll take a look at him here as he goes out for his outlap, and we'll ride on board with him once he gets back around to the front straightaway, and we'll give you a lap around Baku.
Oh, do you want to do that? Or do you want me to do that, Tim? I'm up for it, to be fair, because this is going to be an absolute classic through the Baku section itself.
You seem excited. You go ahead, Malk.
I am, because I reckon there's going to be a few shocks. And some of the drivers who are in, let's just say they're not in the best performance cars, might have a chance for the guys who are might be struggling with the car setup. As long as they get it spot on through the castle section, that'll be the crucial point of it all. But that'll be the most one that they need to watch out for as well. Ooh, okay. I know I'm excited. I will do the lap itself. But Tim, do you want some good news or bad news about the weather situations? I've just heard from the weather crew.
Oh boy, well, it looks like I already looked at the chat. I cheated on you, Malk, and Sab says we are going to have a wet race.
Absolutely. So qualifying will be dry, race rain until the very end where it might be dry. That's what I've been told from Stephen, as well as Sab, who said we will have a wet race. Unbelievable. And it's double excitement because we're not racing at Baku itself, Tim. So I feel sorry for these guys, to be fair, because it's going to be absolutely insane stuff. And going to watch Michael now do his lap, pass into turn 1, into turn 2, where we have the DRS straight itself. So let's see what he can try and do. This is the part where sector 1, it's going to be near like the chicane part as well. So that DRS is going to be absolutely insane, Tim, with the overtakes galore, especially at the first lap, as well as maybe the safety cars that could crop up at any point in time. And then up to the first sector, it's still at 35.3, so that's not too bad. I expect it a little bit quicker, but again, he's the first driver out there. This is the part where in the sector 2, the castle section, the dangerous one of it all as well. Oh, try to get close to the barrier, and you have to try and be at your very best. Because if you make a mistake, Tim, yellow flags to 1, I'm not sure who that is. This is the high speed long left-hander and then high braking modes where you could easily hit. Oh, Michael, you need to be careful not hitting the wall itself. The sector 2, 115.552 at the minute. So, still okay. This is the part where we've seen many times, Tim. People lose the cars so much and they could hit the wall just before they go to the second DRS, which will be having a DRS train effective. So let's see what time Michael can try and do now. Here we go. Can he try and get a 140? Yeah, this is a 140.340. And that was on the medium tyre, Tim. That's a really good time. I expect a little bit, probably about 38, so I reckon. Maybe less, Tim.
So now let's go ahead and take a look at last week's winner, Smoke, who won the Japanese Grand Prix, a first-time winner in the Realistic Performance League. He texted me actually before this race, and he sent me a gift saying it's about to go down. So Smoke definitely feeling very confident in preparation for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let's see what kind of lap time he's able to lay down in the AlphaTauri, the same car that he was in last week, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if those of you watching the stream, if some of you are unfamiliar with how the Realistic Performance League works, it is pretty much as it sounds. These cars are made to mimic their real-life counterparts' performance as closely as possible. And the faster drivers are allocated to the slower cars, the slower drivers are allocated to the faster cars, and these allocations will change over time. That way we get the most balanced field possible. And also a little bit of a different tweak to our point standing system is instead of just the top 10 scoring points, every driver who finishes will score points. If you finish a lap down, you will score points as long as you finish. If you DNF, it doesn't matter if you are in 20th place or 5th place, you will not score points. So you do have to finish, but you will score points if you do.
Absolutely, and that's what we love about the Performance League, because anything can happen, especially at any point during the season. Those vital points could be absolutely crucial from being last to being in the title challenge, title winning challenge itself. So we'll have to wait and see. Hello to everyone that's on the stream. Good evening to you all. Hope everyone's okay. Well, Sab, we heard from you saying we're going to have a wreck race. Reens, how you doing, mate? This evening, peeps and comms, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Jaden Levi says, come on, Michael. I think that was when he was doing the lap. Reens says, also good luck, Sab. Sab says, I would need it. I hope you do have some good luck, Sab. I'm sure you will anyway. Hello, Ellie. How you doing? Hope you came well. Reen says, I know you will. Bit of advice. Turn it early at the castle section in the rain. Any later and it's game over. No advice comes free. You must get a top 5 or podium. And hello, Reens. Hello, how you doing? But yeah, Reens is right, Tim. With the wet conditions itself, I mean, when was the last time you've been driving through the wets at Baku?
Well, at Baku, I don't think I've ever had the displeasure of doing so, but the last time I probably raced in the wet was at Canada just a few weeks ago. Not in the Invictus Racing League, of course, but it was, how you say, unfortunate to keep this sort of, language friendly. Because I could go on a rant all day long, but I don't think that we want that on the stream.
Absolutely not, mate. Let's keep it cool, calm, and be collective. Let's have a look at how Matty does. 141.3. So at the moment, Michael's still in the lead with 140.340 on the medium time. That's a really good time, actually. Smoke, who won last week, 140.7 on the soft style. Tadele is in third with 141 on the medium tires. And the rest, BX and Robson 4th, Tarak is in 5th, Matty's in 6th, Towel 7th, Nigel Gash is in 8th, Leclerc, if that's how you pronounce it, or Leclerc, if that's how you pronounce it, sorry, in 9th place, Delange is in 10th, Ginger Tiger is in 11th, O. Stevens is in 12th, and Russman is in 13th, and someone's just moved up, I think that was JP 911959, moved yourself up to 13th.
JP, of course, the winner from Bahrain, started the season in the points lead, finds himself in 4th place now, and we'll talk about our points separation up top at the moment, or lack thereof, as Sunboy goes third, a 140.902.
And that's on the Williams car as well, Tim. That's on the Williams car as well. That's really impressive from Sunboy, who's just not messed about at all. He wants to get some decent points this evening. Baz Caps, how you doing, mate? You okay and well? Russman says good luck all. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone needs all the luck that you get at Baku, because correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's been a few safety cars during this week's Invictus Racing League. So I'm predicting 2 safety cars, to be fair, because Baku's not been my great track at all. And I will say this, especially when it's going to be in the wets itself. There's going to be issues. Oh my God, Rustman! What's happened to Rustman?
Yes, Rustman, actually. It was ironic that you mentioned that he said good luck to everybody because he himself did not have very good luck around Baku. Sadly, we did not see what just happened to him, but I noticed he did not have a front wing. I assumed he would just make it back to the pits, get a new front wing on, and he would be good to go, but apparently there was an issue, and Rustman has crashed out of the session. Went over to take a look at his competitor, though, of Sir Spud, who's on his outlap now, so Sir Spud might have a bit of an advantage in qualifying now, and he is locked in a tight battle in the points between himself and Rustman.
Oh, absolutely. It's just joint points. I believe it's like 65. So yeah, it should be interesting stuff as well. So, I mean, it's going to be whatever happens. Bear in mind, though, the drivers need to remember, you can, like I said, you have to be at your very, very best each and every single race. You cannot win a championship in a single race, but you can in a whole season. And trying to be taking one race at a time. That's what the drivers need to be careful on, because if they go too early, that's it. It's kind of like a Grand National, like the horse racing moments as well. But we have to wait and see how everything goes. Rain says, go around hards and mediums is weirdly the best bet to have a fraction of simulating the wet weather. Yeah, absolutely, to be fair. I think it will be interesting to see how these guys can try and practice on. You will have less grip, obviously, so you'll get used to it for the race. Yeah, it just depends on how much the drivers have been practicing in the wet conditions. I know for a fact majority of them never practice on the wets. Do you practice much on the wets, Tim?
No, I do not. I do not practice on the wets. I run about a lap just to make sure that I can keep it on track, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. I hate driving in the rain. Maybe it behooved me to practice a little bit more in the wet weather, but I just really cannot be bothered, I'll be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Joe. How you doing, mate? Says, good luck, guys. Is it meant to rain tonight? And Tal says, yes, 79%. So we have a point. Oh, Spud nearly caused the castle section. Nearly hit the barrier. He's got to be careful not to cause any havoc during the race itself. Joe, sorry, there is going to be rain. It's dry at the moment in qualifying, but yes, there is going to be rain until the very end, where it might be dry. So that's a bit of a possibility. It says, yikes, I'm so glad it's dry in F2. These guys are going to be livid. I wish they were in dry conditions. But, you know where Spud is now? Come up to, someone's just had a yellow flag. And that was at turn 3, I believe. So I think that was one of the Aston Martins. That might be Dixon Roberts, actually. So he must have lost the braking point. And where's Spud now? 143. Ooh, I wonder if he's got another wet setup, to be fair. I wonder if he's got another wet setup, to be fair. So wait and see how everything goes. 6 minutes left, Tim. 6 minutes left.
Taking a look at
Do you reckon that...
Oh, sorry, Mac, but taking a look at Speed Queen 80, who went to 8th place. That is, of course, Sir Spud's teammate with Speed Spud, and they are leading the constructor standings with 109 points. So Speed Spud, right, not so good in qualifying today, but they are definitely looking good in the point standings.
Absolutely, and as I said, Spud's, trying to try and get all the points itself, and then Speed Queen, who's she's in 9th place at the moment with a 140, while I've dropped down to 10th because someone's just crossed over the line. I think that might be Delange, moves up to 5th with 140.965, so that's a really good time. I expected lower times, to be fair, but I may have miscalculated a little bit differently, Tim, so I do apologise for that. And I'll tell you what, 139.7, Michael is definitely saying, yes, Michael, yes, for pole position at the minute.
He came through for you now.
He came just at the right time itself, but we'll have to wait and see how everything goes. If you like what we've seen so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. be a massive help to myself and Tim on the commentators box, as well as Invictus Racing League. Thank you so much, guys. And oh, Stephen, wow, that's the better qualifying that he's done for a very long time.
140.533 for O. Steven going into the second position. Taking a look at Ginger Tiger 52 at the moment as he is in the second sector. Just got through the castle section nice and clean. Ginger Tiger, his best time so far, a 140.995. Let's see if he's able to top that. However, I am suspecting that these guys do have the wet setup in their car. I mean, obviously they would have to. They do have access to the weather, which we do not, sadly. So, you know, again, big thank you for Sab for pulling through and telling us the weather, which, speaking of Sab, he seems to be stuck in the pits. So he does not want to go out there and worry about qualifying. And, you know, that might actually be a good thing, because Baku in the wet going into turn 1, that is just a recipe for disaster waiting to happen. Ginger Tiger knocked down to 10th at the moment, but he's about to cross the line. No, he's not, actually. He's going into the pits. He's saying enough is enough.
Yeah, he's saying enough is enough at the moment. Still yellow flag set to 3. That means one of the Red Bulls. That might be Michael just trying to save his tyre, which I don't blame him, to be fair. Saab has retired. Saab is not gambling to go on for the qualifying itself. He's just waiting to start at the back of the grid. 3 minutes left, Tim. 3 minutes left. Can anyone try and stop Michael on pole position with 139.765? I tell you what, I reckon there'll be a few more shops coming up to, if there's going to be a slipstream galore. If they come out at the right time, they might get a good slipstreams down the straight near the end of the qualifying.
Maybe so, and that would really be, I think, the only way that we're going to see anyone beat Michael's time. I'm wondering if Michael has maybe compromised his wing setup a little bit to try to get some track position and is confident that he'll be able to hang on to it in the wet. The big question that we're not sure about is, it's a wet race, but is it going to be intermediate tires or is it going to be full wets? Because that's also going to make a big difference.
Well, that's a good question, actually. I've not been told whether it's going to be a full wet or intermediate wet, so that will have to be confirmed, or we'll have to wait until the race starts. But all we've been told is the rain is going to kick in during the race. But let's see what unbelievable scenes are going to happen, because I reckon I'm just excited, Tim. I'm just absolutely excited, because we're going to be having a great battle down the straight. We're not going to have the DRS overtakes galore, which we love to have seen, but the wings and the suspension, and make sure everything's all set up correctly, will win you the race and keep the wing off the barriers.
So taking a look at Matty now, his best lap timing 141.361 in the Alpine today. We'll see what he's able to do as he's in the third and final sector. So Matty, he really needs a good qualifying run. Track position can be so crucial here, and especially in the wet weather conditions. So we're not going to have DRS to assist our drivers in making their way up through the field. So if you start in the back, then you have to make your way up through there on raw pace alone, and that's raw pace in the wet, which is a lot easier said than done. Matty going to third, though, a 140.512.
That's a good time for Matty, but again, and we have seen it many, many times, can the dry setup work well with the wet conditions? As I said, you can only get a few little modifications during the setup, but as long as you balance it out and do well in the qualifying as well as the race, will help you out massively. I just hope Spud does not mess up with the setup that he did last time when he picked the wet setup and he messed up completely. We've got 30 seconds left, Tim. 30 seconds left. Who are you watching so far?
To Delhi in the McLaren, his best lap time good enough for 7th, a 140.841. Just about to go through the castle section. We're right on board with him, and nice and clean. Avoids the barrier, uses a little bit more curb. Might have been a slower castle section than a few of our other drivers who have taken it today, but I will admit, sometimes even if it looks slow, it's actually not. And that's one thing that I've actually heard, both with oval racing and road racing, is that when you let the car roll through the corners, you feel like you're going a lot slower, but sometimes it's when you feel like you're going slower that you're actually going fast. Hopefully you can make sense of those words, because sometimes even I confuse myself.
Could you repeat that again, please, Tim? That'll be fantastic as well. But I kind of understand what you mean. It's like you have to go slow at the corner and try and, as soon as you're halfway through that corner, you have to try and push onto that accelerator or balance it out as quickly as possible without losing the back end as well. So you have to be very, very careful.
Delhi,
Just reading some...
140.035. My apologies, Matt, but he goes to second place, and qualifying is over, so we got a few more drivers who have yet to set a time. We'll take a look at Smoke in the AlphaTauri. He is in 7th at the moment with a 140.738. Let's see if those soft tires have anything left in them in the third and final sector. He was
Purple.
6/10 up this time.
Yeah, it's purple on the second sector. This is a part we have to be at for your very, very best to try and avoid the walls itself. So here we go. Go down the straight cut. Smoke. Will he be smoking to pole position, or will he be try and get into the top 3? Nitrocash has moved up to 7th place at the moment. Smoke! Top 3, Tim.
140.131 for Smoke. Let's take a look at Sunboy now. Sunboy in the Williams. We were surprised he got a top 3 earlier. Let's see where he goes now. Top 5, 140.347.
Nice time there from Sunboy. Let's see what BX Roberts can try and do. Is he teasing us? Is he going for it? He's going for it. He's going for it. Moves up to 9th. And I believe is what you see is what you're going to get of the positions itself, and unbelievable stuff. I'll read the comments in a bit, guys, once we've done the short qualifying classification. But, Tim, unbelievable stuff tonight. Great qualifying.
And it's looking like a fantastic show, especially since it's going to be raining. And I'm assuming that's going to be rain for the whole race, but what an interesting strategy play it would be if it's supposed to rain in the first half and then dry up in the second half, as we see Michael Luke there on our screen, our pole winner for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by Nailcoat Hall, GridFinder.com, and Driver61. Your official starting lineup is Michael Luke on pole, Tedeli in second, Smoke in third, JP in fourth, Sunboy in fifth, Maddie in sixth, seventh is O'Steven Turok in eighth, ninth is Roberts, Nitrogash in 10th, Delangy in 11th, 12th is Ginger Tiger, Tal in 13th, Speed Queen in 14th, 15th is Luke, Lyra, Russman in 16th, 17th is Sir Spud, Sab in the 18th position.
I cannot wait for it now tonight. I really cannot wait for it. Sab's the only one who's not done a lap at all, but I'm hoping that will benefit to try and get himself into the top 10. That'll be an amazing achievement, especially starting at the back. But this is where the crucial point is, Tim. This is where the crucial point will kick in. Because I reckon, heavy rain. Do you agree, Tim?
Nah, it's just a drizzle, Malk.
Nah, just a drizzle?
Yeah, just
light
a
drizzle. It will probably be, well, I think might be over the top for the intermediates, but it's definitely going to be heavy, like full wet conditions. And it's terrible conditions at the Baku or the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So we're looking forward to that as well. Just reading some of the comments now. The drivers in the best cars like O'Steven and Saab should probably qualify right now. They're losing a good advantage passing the rain. It's going to be more than difficult. Just as unlucky, man, but with a wet race, anything could happen. Absolutely. As I said earlier on, the wet race, even if you think, oh, I'm not going to get a good position, you will, because people ahead of you could make a mistake. That's definitely. Joe says that looks full wet to me. Absolutely, that's definitely full wet. Ring says, oh, Stephen needs a better lap than that, and he does it. He did that well, to be fair. Joe says, nice. ERS and slipstream is powerful enough down that straight, and it is, let alone DRS. Yeah, that's going to be the crucial point, is when they try and use that ERS and the slipstream, they have to be very careful. They have to brake a little bit earlier than normal. Reen says, Barakar did practice with his kart by driving with dry tyres on a wet track. Once he got used to it, he switched to wet and was a duck on water. Yeah, I think that's how you get the perfect moments of trying to balance yourself in the wets itself. Tedeli Tedeli had a good lap actually, got himself into the top 3, I think it was. Smoke was rapid F2. I've got my money on him. That's what Joe says. Hi, Spud. How you doing? BV said 02 says good lap in the Williams. That was the Sunboy. That was in top 5. And Rain says, Michael seems to be on the dry setup. He's going to struggle. I think drivers like Tarak, Nitro will be solid. Watch out for Speed Queen and more experienced drivers. So, Tim, top 3. You beat me 2 last week. I'll let you do the top 3.
I don't know. I kind of feel like with the wet weather, I should pull my names out of a hat because you know that sometimes it can be very random. But a few people in the chat, they make some good points as well. I'm going to go with, in any particular order, Roberts, JP, and Nitro Gash.
Okay. I'm going to go with Tadeli, BX and Roberts, and I'm also going for Nitro Gash for top 3 for experience as well. And it looks like we're about to kick off for the formation lap itself. So we have to wait and see. But if you're just joining, ladies and gentlemen, good to you all. Please make sure you like subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. 10 likes tonight on this stream. Be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, and a massive help to Invictus Racing League YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much for that, guys. But yeah, Tim, I'm excited. I really am excited. Can you feel do you think they'd be under a lot of pressure from some of the drivers?
Well, Michael's going to be under a lot of pressure. He's on the pole position, and as someone in the chat mentioned, he might be on a dry setup. Now, I highly doubt that he has not tweaked it at all, but that was a surprisingly fast qualifying lap, so I almost wonder if he has compromised his setup a little bit to try to get some track position. Now, if he's confident that he can hang on to the car in the wet weather, then be my guest. Try something unorthodox. The worst that can happen is you wreck out of the race, but you know, fortune favors the bold, so sometimes you got to take that gamble, you got to take that risk, and then you will be able to, you know, stand on that top spot of the podium. Only time will tell, and that time is limited to 26 laps around this racetrack. Of course, Tadeli there in second place, looking very strong as well. Smoke, he won last week, but it was a dry race. It's a wet race today, so we'll have to wait and see how Smoke is going to be able to handle that. Of course, JP, he won in Bahrain, but again, another dry race. So, needless to say, I'd say it's anyone's race.
Absolutely. It's like you could put a bet on any of the drivers, but it's more of, and I've said this every single week, Tim, consistency, avoiding the walls, less pit stops, have an unbelievable drive, and you'll be there during the season at the top of the league, or nearby the top 3, top 5. It's the consistency and try and keep that car off the walls. That's what it's just mad, to be fair, absolutely mad. We've got quite a few more asking who's their top 3, to be fair, or the podium itself. Reese Smoke's going to do well for him to win. Agree, money's on Smoke. Joe said full wets. This is interesting. Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a few wet races during our time in the commentators box, but nothing as bad as this at Baku as well. I'll have to hear Tim's thoughts in a moment. Rain says Nigel, Tarak, Speed Queen, and JP fight for the podium. Ellie says Smoke first, Tarak second, Nitro third. And Rain says, I believe this is the first league race in a while I've seen with wets. Joe says Smoke, BXN, and Delange for the top 3. Intus is like always 100%, but it's going to be interesting. Rain says. So, it's anyone's game. It's absolutely anyone's game. So, Tim, I'll let you do the honours each and every single week because they are going to the starting grid.
Drivers just have to find their appropriate positions on the front straightaway. And, you know, you bring up a good point, Malk. It is very interesting for it to rain in Azerbaijan, of all places. It raining in Azerbaijan is like the Atlantic Ocean drying up in a day. But you know what? Maybe then we could actually build a bridge and I could drive to visit you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see how everything sorts out itself. But at the moment, Baku is going to be an unbelievable race. So, Tim, they're starting up the grids.
And the drivers just waiting. They are ready to attack, just waiting on those lights. Sometimes it takes a while, but you hear those engines revving. You hear those itchy pedal feet. The drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League, PlayStation Performance League, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Michael Luke getting out to a nice start, but Tadeli's going to send it on the inside. It's going to be a side-by-side battle for first and second place. And already we got a Williams spinning in the back. Meanwhile, Tadeli in the McLaren, he is taking the lead. Sunboy going up the inside of Michael Luke, who is dropping like a rock. Smoke having a little bit of a look as we ride on board with the AlphaTauri driver. He's on the outside of the Red Bull now. What's he going to be able to do, though, as Michael Luke's going to have another look underneath of Tadeli. Sunboy has found his way into the lead. Smoke tries to go underneath the Red Bull, but cannot do anything with it. He's going to have to ride here in 4th place, but he's got the McLaren of JP on his rear end trying to find a way around him, but Smoke gets a better exit. JP had a little bit more wheel spin.
Absolutely. There was some contact, as you said earlier on, Tim. There was contact from someone behind the Williams that lost the momentum. So that's probably why I think it was, well, it was one of the drivers. Oh, Stephen nearly hit the wall. Sorry, Tim. They nearly hit the wall. I think one of the Ferraris, I think it might be Spud, who just hit the wall as well. And 2 to bed, 3 to bed moments down at Baku in the wets. Unbelievable. And Sunboy is pulling away like no man's business. So fair play to Sunboy at the moment in this first lap encounter. Tadeli's trying to hold on for dear life, but Michael could be struggling. Oh my God, who's that? Is that Matty and JP? They're going top side! 2 in a bed moment! Get in! Go on! Go on! Matty! Good move, Tim.
And Matty almost gets the wall, but BX and Roberts does get the wall, so the Aston Martin just cannot keep that car on track. That's at least the second time he's hit the wall. Virtual safety car on track. Not sure what's happened here. Will this be upgraded to a full safety car? I'd say that a lot of competitors are hoping so that Sunboy does not get out further ahead. 3.5 seconds separating him and Tadeli, and we've not even completed the first lap.
Absolutely. Look, Lira, Russman, they've lost from wings. They have lost from wings. I'm not sure them two got collided earlier on, but they have lost they've lost their wings. So that's probably why some of the drivers are going to have to get themselves into the pits. It looks like BX and Roberts lost a bit of his debris of the front wing while we was watching that battle. But Tim, who are you watching so far?
Well, still under the virtual safety car, but Tarak and JP having a little bit of a disagreement as far as who should be in front of one another. I think Tarak might have just took a little bit too hot into turn 1, but got around JP, so JP didn't let him by, or maybe we're experiencing some sort of scoring issue there, so we'll have to look back on that here in just a moment. Michael Luke, though, yes, we were experiencing that scoring issue, so JP, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That penalty will be removed by the stewards. That, unfortunately, is a glitch, I guess you could say, in the system, so unfortunately we will have to fix that later on. Meanwhile, Michael Luke, our pole sitter, has been dropped down to P4 just behind Smoke. We're still under the virtual safety car conditions, but we are back under green once again.
Absolutely, and here they go, guys. Looks like look Lira, Russman, Sab, and Delangi. Oh, who's that? Was that BX and Roberts? I think that BX and Roberts who lost that turn 3
hit the
earlier
wall.
on.
Tadeli hit the wall. He's dropped from 2nd to 4th now. Smoke's in the 2nd position. Almost hits the wall in the castle section himself. Michael Luke giving chase to that AlphaTauri. Sunboy 6.3 seconds ahead now.
Doing a fantastic job at the minute. But Tadeli holding on for dear life. Look at Matty now. Matty's really going for it. Yellow flags. That's BX and Roberts. BX and Roberts has made a massive mistake, and now it's just going so ahead. Tarak is going so ahead of JP in 6th place, Tim.
Oh my goodness, and who was that? That might have been Tarak that just had a bit of a scary moment there. It was. He had a lot of wheel spin, had to basically turn right through a left-hand corner. He saved the car, though. Matty's still trying to attack Tadeli here in the McLaren. This is for the 4th position on track. And Tadeli, he's just struggling around Baku. I mean, we saw him hit the wall, and now he's dropped down to 4th, and at risk of losing 4th position to Matty as he's looking on the outside of that McLaren. It's going to be a drag race down the pit straightaway. Sparks shooting out the rear end of Tadeli. He goes into the pits, so Tadeli, maybe some wing damage there.
Tal's going to get ahead of Nojagash. Is it just going ahead? No, Nojagash just going to go around the outside. 2 in a bed moment, Tim. 2 in a bed moment. Unbelievable. Tal holding on for turn 2. What about? I'm so sorry, Tim. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but there's a battle going on between Tal and Nojagash, and also Speed Queen. could be bound out for 8th place.
On board with Speed Queen 80, she's got a front row seat to this action. Tao has been able to get around the Alpha Tower of Nitro Gash, so move him up into the 8th position for now. Nitro Gash trying to recover and get back on the offensive, but cannot quite get the exits that Tal is able to in that Red Bull. Sunboy, meanwhile, 6.3 seconds ahead still of Smoke and Michael Luke, who are your top three. Speed Queen 80 starting to gain a little bit on Nitro Gash through these corners, so Speed Queen looking like maybe she has got a decent wet setup underneath that car in the Alfa Romeo, running in P10 at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Smoke is getting close, slowly getting close to Sunboy. So he's going to pull his F2 pace from Tuesday night to try and get himself close to Sunboy, who's having a fantastic start already on lap 3 of 26 in this mad, I'll say that again, Tim, mad Baku race. Who's that? That might be Sab. Sab looks like he has spun after turn 4, Tim.
Unfortunate for Sab in that Mercedes car today. He had a podium just a few weeks ago, and he felt like maybe he was back where he needed to be. But since then, his performances have severely been lacking, and hopefully Sab can get the monkey off his back once again after shaking it off just a few weeks ago. Sunboy runs the fastest lap that time around, a 1:59.177. Still watching Speed Queen 80, but we'll go ahead and switch it battle over to O'Steven because he's getting close to the McLaren of JP as they race down to pit straightaway.
Absolutely, and then O'Steven trying to get close to JP as much as possible, but Towel is going to get close to O'Steven. O'Steven, like all the years that he's been racing at Invictus, he's always struggled in the wet conditions, but hopefully today this will be his best opportunity to close the gap onto a few positions. The yellow flag, still that might be, I think that might be still the Saab. That might be Saab, I think it is, for 17 place. Yellow flag set to 3. I'm not sure what's happened there, Tim. Do you know what happened?
Unfortunately, no, I do not. Still watching the battle between O'Steven and JP. Looks like Russman's gaining a lot of positions, though, because Sir Spud and Tadeli have both decided to pit, so Russman goes into P12. Meanwhile, Tao, he's starting to get close to this battle, so we got a 3-car battle for the 6th position with JP, O'Steven, and Tao, respectively. And, you know, who said that the rain cannot produce good races?
No one. This is great. This is what we love about it. This is what we love about it, Tim. This is what we love about it. Because we're on the back of it, you know, we're chilling out, having a great time in the comms, and I tell you what, we're going to have a fantastic race. And we are having a classic at the moment. Oh my God, O'Steven's lost the back end. This may bring Towel into play. Towel is trying to lick his lips to say, I can get 7th if O'Steven makes a massive mistake. So the yellow flag's the one that is Spud. Spud spun off after turn 3, or he might have, I don't know whether he got caught by any of the drivers or he lost it after turn 3, but he's got himself back onto racing at the moment. And down the straight, this is where they have to be absolutely careful through the S's part between JP, O'Steven and Tal. Here we go, can Tal put the pressure on? O'Steven trying to use as much as possible. Tal's trying everything he can. Can he try and get close? This is going to be close! Tal! Oh, I thought Tal was going to go for it, Tim.
And Tal, he maybe thought about it, but he was too far back to really make that move, so he's going to have to go back on the offensive, try to find some points where O'Steven is weak and then attack, and hell, that might be one of them. Look at O'Steven, he goes into the wall just a little bit, almost slid. I thought he was going into the wall, like head on into the wall there for a moment, but O'Steven, the experienced driver that he is, was able to hang on to it as Roberts is now retired from the session. So unfortunately for Roberts, looks like that might have been an incident on track. Will that bring out the safety car? In fact, it has.
That is crucial. That is absolutely crucial for these guys. If I was any of them now, I would pit. I know it's early doors, but if they pit now, they don't have to worry about it later on, unless the drive, what we've been told, might have the drive scenario could kick in. So we have to wait and see how everything goes. We'll look at the comments in a moment too, guys. We'll look at the comments in a moment too. But yeah, safety car. BX and Roberts had he had 2 pit stops because he lost his front wing within the first 2 laps. Oh, who's that? JP! JP's lost in a castle section, Tim.
Oh, and JP trying to get that car turned back around. Is there any wing damage on the McLaren? Cannot see the left side of that car. The right side end plate is there, but JP still struggling to get some traction in that car. The left side end plate is gone, so he's going to have to pit, and that will hold him an extra 5 seconds due to that scoring error from earlier. So JP, a bad day, pretty much just going to worst. Thankfully, though, this happened under the safety car, so he'll lose a lot of positions, but he will still be with the pack.
Yeah, he'll still be with the pack, but to be fair, this is what I was saying to you earlier, Tim, with the council section has always been the most struggling of it all, to be fair. BX and Roberts did confirm he locked up. That's probably why he had that DNF, which brought the safety car out. So I'm hoping it will bring some more action now for everyone. But I'm very surprised. I know it's early doors. Speed Queen has gone in to pit early, and JP will have to pit because of the front wing damage. But Speed Queen, no front wing change,
and she went to intermediates.
She's went to intermediates. So, I mean, I can never look again, but she's using all that experience. She probably knows something that the other drivers do not. And it does look like, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, it does look like intermediate conditions now. It's not as bad as the first few laps. So Speed Queen could have an opportunity to get herself into the top 5.
And, you know, I was watching the rain a few laps ago, and I noticed that maybe it had lightened up just a little bit, but there were still puddles on the racetrack, and you can see there are still puddles on the racetrack still. So I'm wondering if maybe it was the time to switch to the intermediate tires, because JP went to the full wets, but maybe Speed Queen 80 knows something that we don't. And assuming that we're running a couple more laps under the safety car, which it looks like we likely will, because we have to wait for all the drivers to reach the safety car queue, it could be possible that the track will dry up just enough to where those intermediates can be viable.
And I'll tell you what, if Speed Queen gets this right, this will be absolute masterclass, or a mistress class, if that's how you pronounce it. She would be like into the top 5 at least, if everything goes to plan. But that's if everything goes to plan. I really do want Speed Queen to do well, actually, in the Performance League, with the experience that she had with like the No Assist League back in the early days as well. So, and she's good with the tyre management as well. So I will not be surprised that intermediates can go at least to 20 laps or 21 laps that we have got, Tim.
I guess we're going to find out if the intermediates are the right way to go or not. She will be restarting from the 10th position. Looks like O'Steven is pitting now. So is O'Steven going to switch to the intermediate tires as well? It looks like...
Yes.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. My goodness.
Yes.
No,
yes, Tim.
Yes,
yes.
No, yes. What is it? Oh, my goodness. What are we doing? Is it raining? Is it pouring? Is the old man snoring?
I hope not. We're watching the race itself.
And O'Steven is spun. He spun. And, okay, that was interesting. He spun, and then he was reset to the track. I think that was actually automatic. That has happened to me before. So, such is the world of esports. Sometimes we have the computer to assist us a little bit.
Just a tad, mate. Just a tad itself. JP has got himself into the pits. Would Ted Early go for the same conditions as well? But yeah, it looks like we might be in for intermediate conditions. So, just reading some of the comments. Gam, how you doing, mate? Right, it says, come on, Speed Queen. Steven Spins, yeah, Tim's just said that, and he's just somehow just got reset back automatically. But yeah, it would be interesting, Tim, to see how the intermediate drivers can try and catch up to the drivers who are on the full wets. Will that be the good call? That's a big question. If they played their cards right, this would be a stroke of genius from all of them, especially Speed Queen, because she was the one that gambled first to go for the intermediates, Tim.
Yeah, it really is looking like a bit of a split field as far as strategy goes. The majority is still leaning toward the full wets at the moment, but could that change once we get back to that front straightaway? The thing is with Sunboy, he is fast on those wet tires, and to be fair, it still does look like full wet conditions. So you don't want to give up the lead for a call that's not going to work, and that's where you find yourself being very conflicted on what you should do, because no one truly knows what the race winning strategy is going to be until the race is over. So you never know what the right decision is going to be, and if you get it right, then you feel great about yourself. If you get it wrong, you're always going to be thinking, coulda, woulda, shoulda, could I have had this, should I have done that? And even though those thoughts don't help you, you can use them to learn. But it looks like the majority of the field is going to stay on the wet weather tires. In fact, I don't think we have any new takers this time around.
Looks like we've not. You're right, Tim. Looks like we are not getting any more. But we're just waiting for... I'm just trying to see who it was. It might be Spud, who's trying to catch up to the guys, as well as the two McLarens. So, interesting to see if the two McLarens and Spud can try and catch up by the time the safety car gets into the third sector. We might be having the safety car coming in this lap, so we have to watch out for that as well. Oh yeah, Joe, I forgot to mention, that was a good move that you did in one of the races that you did. It was an epic move. Yours and Spud's remember Spud's Monza move, Tim, a few weeks back? It was insane, absolutely insane as well. So watch that again. If you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys, and if we can get a little bit more, it would be a massive help to myself and Tim on the commentators box, as well as for the stream for the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel. Be a massive help. Thank you so much, guys. Absolute legends you all are, and I hope you enjoyed the race so far. If you predicted earlier on, is your predictions gone smoothly, or in rain condition moments, hopefully not as bad, but at the moment it's been a classic, Tim.
Are your predictions going swimmingly, you could say?
Yes, I'll let you get that. I'll let you have that, Tim, to be fair. I'll let you have that. And Tadeli is retired. Tadeli has retired. The safety car is in this lap. The safety car is in this lap, Tim. So I'll let you do the honours to carry on from the safety car.
On board with Smoke as we watch Sunboy. Sunboy is the control car. He gets to decide when we go green, as long as it's before the start-finish line. This is, of course, the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League, brought to you in partnership by Nailcoat Hall, GridFinder.com, and Driver61. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole. Just waiting to see when Sunboy is going to go, when he's going to pounce. Will Smoke be able to keep with him? And it is very crucial that these drivers do not get a lot of wheel spin, something that's going to be very difficult in the rain. But we cannot have any wheel spin here, or we're going to have another safety car condition. It's Sunboy, Smoke, and Michael Luke, your top 5 at the moment, with Maddie, Turok, Tao, Nitro Gas, Ginger Tiger, Speed Queen 80, Oh Steve in your top 10, and Sunboy goes, and Smoke is caught sleeping. Sunboy is pulling away once again, much like the story of the first half of the race, and now lap 9 of 26 on the board.
Absolutely, and mad start, and we got a 3 to bed. Oh, we just had a brief moment for a 3-bed moment, and the Mercedes driver of O'Steven nearly caught the back of Speed Queen, and Russman is not missed about. This is where we're going to see the intermediates going to kick in and see if they are gambled and gone for the right situation now. But at the moment, Tim, Sunboy is not messed about. He is not messed about. He's pulling away like no man's business in the wet conditions against Smoke. Joseph, what happened to Tadeli? He looked like he lost it at, on the map he went through the gap into turn 3 and must have just retired from that gap, or he lost it completely.
Turok!
What's happened, Tim?
Oh, we saw it at the same time out. He spun out of, I believe that is turn 4. So he spun and hit the wall, and now the Alpine is stopped, literally dead in the water. And unfortunately for Turok, he will not be able to continue in this race. His day is officially done.
Absolutely. He'll be kicking himself, Tarak, because he's been one of those drivers to watch out for, especially from the races that he's done in the other leagues as well. But and he says driving on ice, so he knows that he did not like at all the Baku Grand Prix. At the moment, the two Red Bulls are bowing out. Michael's still in the chance with the podium. Again, that's the consistency. That's where he has struggled. I know he had a podium in the F3 League. I think it was last week. At the Japanese Grand Prix. But can he try and do it in the RP? That's the big question of it all. Rain says, no, not Tarak, out of the corner as well. Very rare mistake, absolutely. And this is where you can't be making silly mistakes at this stage. Now, I'm looking at the times, Tim. Speed Queen's time is gone from 3 seconds to 4 seconds to Ginny Tiger's time in the 7th place. So this is where the crucial point of it all, like the next 2 laps, will they be the right position now with the tyre wear?
And I'm not convinced that the intermediate tires was really the way to go. We've not seen Speed Queen 80 and O. Steven make up a lot of ground, as we now see Tao getting around Michael Luke, those two Red Bulls. Finally switching positions there, so Tao in 4th, Michael Luke in 5th, as we go back to take a look at O. Steven and Russman battling it out. Russman on the inside on those full wet conditions. O. Steven hits the wall a little bit. Is there any damage on that Mercedes? He's dropping back. I think that there might be. Delange gets around him as well. So the Mercedes of O. Steven definitely not agreeing with those intermediate tires. Speed Queen 80, she seems to be having a little bit of a better time, but she's going to have a lot of drivers behind her ready to try and take advantage of her slow pace on those intermediate tires. Looks like O. Steven does not have any visible wing damage that I can tell, so that is going to bode well for him, but still struggling on those intermediate tires as Sir Spud's trying to take a look around the Mercedes driver. We'll go back and take a look at Russman, who is right on the back of Speed Queen 80. This is for the 8th position. Russman, of course, tied for 1st position with Sir Spud, 65 points apiece in our driver standing. So at the moment, if the race were to end right now, Russman would be leading the driver standings.
At the moment, Tim, at the moment. But in F1, anything can happen. So we're not going to count any chickens or anything like that at all until we see the... Yeah,
and Tao is out!
Tao's out! Tao is out, and we've got another safety car. Someone's just crashed as well. I think that was Nigagash. Nigagash has lost the front wing as well. I wonder if it got caught by from Tao's car, but unfortunately for Nigagash now, he's going to have to go back into the pits. But luckily, there's the safety car, but he will lose out quite a few positions based on that position. But look at Speed Queen now. She's moved herself to 6. She'll move herself to 6, depending on the situation. But the top 2 have gone to the pits, Tim. Sorry, top 3.
And let's see what tires they decide to go on. Is it going to be full wets? Is it going to be the intermediate tires? That's going to be the crucial decision here. And it looks like it's going to be the intermediates for Sunboy and Smoke, both. Maddie as well. So intermediate conditions are now officially what we are looking at. So this safety car has helped Speed Queen 80 tremendously. She's only in the 6th position, but she's jumping up to 4th now. Let's see where she's going to come out after these drivers pit. Looks like she was able to gain 2 positions up to P4, and thanks to that safety car, she gained a few more. So from, what was it, P9 or P10 last restart to P4, I'd say that she did make the right call.
Absolutely, and it is going to be intermediate conditions now. It should be. I'm just worried for Spud now because he's the only one that's on the wet conditions at the moment. So we have to wait and see how everything goes, and hopefully Spud will probably think to hold on. But I think it is definitely intermediate conditions. I'm quite impressed with Matty, actually, Tim, which we haven't mentioned about at all during the race itself. He's been like the silent assassin in this race. He's just gone on, done his race, and just gone and done what he can do in this race itself. And I've been really impressed with Matty in 3rd place. But can he try and hold on? It's a big question, especially in the car that he's in the Alpine car. We'll have to wait and see, but I hope he has hold on for dear life in the Baku Grand Prix team.
So, Malk, I sang you a little song earlier. Is that a popular song that you would sing growing up when it rained? It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring.
The old man's snoring.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure that you knew about it and it wasn't just an American thing. I'm learning about your culture.
You're learning about the culture. I'm trying to learn all the old, like the other sports that you do, like the NASCAR and all the other series as well. So we both know much about the motorsports historical stuff as well. So that should be good, to be fair. But this race is absolutely crazy, Tim. It's been absolutely crazy, and I reckon we're going to have a few more shocks. But like I said, Speed Queen O'Stephen, they were the two. Well, Speed Queen was the first one, then O'Stephen. They're in the top 5 now. As I said, that is stroke of genius from mainly from Speed Queen to start off with. But can she hold on against O'Stephen in the Mercedes? That's the big question. And try and get into the top 3. If she can get into the top 3, this would be one of the best races that she has ever done in the Performance League for a very long time, Tim.
That it would. Of course, Speed Queen 80, she has gotten podiums before. She got a couple of podiums, maybe a few podiums last season in the Realistic Performance League. We never got a chance to talk to her, but she has yet to get a win, at least that I'm aware of. So Speed Queen 80, she's fighting for a lot today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just reading some of the comments actually. Joseph safety car feast again tonight. Absolutely. I did predict 2 safety cars, so my prediction was right. I'm happy with that, to be fair. Reeds and Sam, they're both saying to Spud, he should have picked it now. I don't know why he's on the wets. I don't know. Reeds says, like and subscribe so he can see this. Absolutely. Yeah, so make sure you like and subscribe to make sure if you do want Spud to get the intermediates as soon as possible. If you do, make sure you press that like button as well. That's class. That's class from Reeds. Absolute legendary. So, and we're nearly at the halfway point. I reckon the safety car will come in on this lap, Tim. I reckon the safety car will come in this lap. But I mean, some boy, you'll be absolutely livid with these safety cars because twice he's been pulled away. A couple of times, like no man's business, like 2 minutes, like I said 2 minutes. Sorry, that would get the exaggerated there. I meant to say 2 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds. So, do you think that's burst? I feel like hopefully that doesn't affect his confidence. But do you think he has with this?
No, I really don't think that it has affected Sunboy's confidence. I think that he gave himself his own confidence boost when he pulled away 6 seconds just in the first stages of this race. Now, Smoke, of course, we know he is quick and he's a smart driver, but I just think that Sunboy is the strongest driver today in the wet conditions. Now, that was on full wets. This is the first time that we are seeing Sunboy on the intermediate tires, so hopefully for his sake, he will be able to replicate his same performance, but we're going to have to wait and see. We'll watch from the onboard of Smoke once again. Last time, Sunboy caught Smoke sleeping. I'd say that Smoke's going to be a little bit more prepared this time. Of course, Maddie in third, Speed Queen in fourth. Fifth is O'Stephen with Sir Spud, Ginger Tiger, Michael, Luke Russman, and Luke Lira in the Haas. Your top 10 at the moment. Sunboy is the control car, waiting for him to go. He gets to go whenever he wants to, as long as it's before the start-finish line. The safety car is in. It's all on the Williams driver.
Here we go. Who will try and survive turn 1? That's the big question of it all. The majority of the drivers are all on the intermediates except for Spud, who's the only one who's still on wets. I'm hoping that's not going to cause any havoc. And Sunboy's off. Sunboy is off, and we're back live and racing. Get in. Come on.
Pretty much the same old song and dance, my friend, as the last time. Sunboy catches Smoke sleeping. Smoke is able to gain a little bit through turn 1, but Sunboy still leads and pulls away from his competitors. Taking a look at Speed Queen 80, who has got a train of cars just behind her. Sir Spud, though, on those full wets. Let's take a look at that Ferrari driver. So far, he is holding his own, which is a big surprise, and I almost think that maybe he is gaining on the cars ahead of him. We're right on board with him to take a look. He might have a bit of an advantage on O'Stephen so far. A lot of drivers have not made big gains against Sir Spud, but it's only the first 3 corners at the moment.
Hopefully, whatever happens, it's going to be insane stuff. Whatever happens tonight. But I'm just, why are you watching that? Oh no, what's happened? Look, Lira. Look, Lira has lost it after turn 4. And I tell you what, Roger got himself up to 10th place. Delange must have. He's lost a bit of front wing on the right side, Tim. He's lost a bit of front wing on the right side. I'm sorry, I've talked a bit too fast. He has lost a bit of his front wing on the right side, Tim. There we go.
So Delange's going to have to find his way back to the pits as Tal is unfortunately accepting the reality that he has DNF from the session, so that will be no better than a P15 finish for Tal today. That will be no points due to the DNF. Let's take a look again at Sir Spud, still in the 6th position and holding his own, maybe even pulling away a little bit from Ginger Tiger, but sadly for Sir Spud, O. Steven is pulling away from him. O. Steven now 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds ahead of Sir Spud and Ferrari. A little bit of jostling around for position between Michael Luke and JP. Michael Luke must have had an issue there. He does have an issue. There is no front wing on that Red Bull.
We got another safety car, Tim. Another safety car. That's 3 safety cars. But where was that front wing, did you say, sorry, on that Red Bull?
About the right there at the transition of the second and third sector of the race course is where I believe Michael Luke hit the wall and the front wing is gone. So I assume that's why we are under safety car. Sir Spud, he caught a big break just now. He gets to make a pit stop for those intermediate tires. He's decided that enough is enough on those wet tires. Now, he will have slightly fresher intermediate, so maybe that will be a small advantage to Sir Spud, but ultimately in the wet conditions, that's going to be minimal.
Yeah, absolutely mad scenes. And Leclerc has retired in the pits, I believe, and will not be able to carry on. So Saab will move up to 13th place. So we'll have to wait and see how everything goes. And finally, Spud has finally got himself back into the pits to get into the intermediates. So he's learned to not hold on with those wets as long as possible. Readers from the comments says another safety car. Yeah, I know. Ellie says not another one. Absolutely. At Baku's a track where you have to be at your very, very best and try and avoid all the mistakes and the barriers. Obviously there's some that you could not avoid or anything like that, but if anything locks up or anything like that, you just can't do anything about it. But hopefully we're not going to have any more, fingers crossed, after this one. But it may bring a bit of closeness again for the 3rd time asking, but hopefully we'll see a few more actions galore as well. But I mean, so, as I said, some boys done a magnificent job holding on in first and trying to stop smoke from getting ahead in between the safety car intervals itself, Tim.
And I'm really surprised at the pace that some boy does have in the wet weather conditions. It makes me want to know what his setup is, because that thing is on a rail.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both need to ask him for his setup, to be fair, after the race itself, because so he's done magnificent at the moment. Again, I don't want to jinx it for any driver, but he's doing so well at this race. Joseph, some boy has managed this race go perfection so far. So far, you said that, Joe. So far, we don't want to jinx it. We do not want to jinx that. And one of the drivers is going to the pits. That's Speed Queen. So Speed Queen has already got to. The rain has slowly dying off. Is she gambling? I'm going to have a look at the tyre wear too. I'm trying to see what tyre wear
She's going to the softs. She is going to the soft tires. Speed Queen 80 making the ultimate gamble. The rain is still falling. It's still sprinkling. Literally a drizzle this time. And Speed Queen 80 gambles on the soft tires. I don't think it's going to work for her.
Well, wait and see.
Delange did the same thing.
So they noticed something that we do not know, or any of the drivers do not know. So this is quite interesting. If you're in the top 5 or like 11th position, the drivers that have just pitted for the softs, they think they've gone mad. I think they have gambled because I think that the rain could go at any point and the track could dry up. Not straight away, but I reckon drying up in later. And the softs can last at least 10 laps anyway, so 8 or 10 laps itself. But with the wet conditions, it can help the tyre wear to become obviously like cold. So it will probably take a little bit longer than to heat up. I'm hoping that I mean, Speed Queen has done a stroke of genius to get into the intermediates. Can she do it again? Lightning strike twice? We'll have to wait and see, Tim.
Well, I'm running on board with Speed Queen, and the track does look fairly dry, but it is still a little bit of a drizzle out there. But I think it's safe to say the track is only going to get drier from here. I think maybe she is banking on at least one more safety car lap, and she's going to need it. She almost lost it out of that corner, so if we do go back green this time, she is going to have to be very, very gentle when she gets on the throttle, and even if we have another safety car lap, I'd say that the same will stay true. The question is, if we don't have another safety car lap, which we are going to have another safety car lap, so is anyone else going to gamble on the soft tires? Sunboy, Smoke, Maddie, your top three. Let's see what they decide to do. I think they're going to be staying out. Yes, they are. So will any other driver take this gamble? Is it just going to be the Alfa Romeo? Is it just going to be Speed Queen 80 and Delange? I think so. I think so. And I really don't know how to call it now. I think it's too early.
Delange and Speed Queen, they're the most experienced drivers in IRL, in Invictus Racing League. I think I have to go with you, Tim, personally, because I think it's a couple of laps too early. That's that's my opinion. But they may use it as the advantage of keeping their tyres cold and balance it off throughout the track itself. So we might see when the next sun situations itself to drive the track, Tim.
I just think it is too early. The rain is still coming down, and those tires are going to be very, very cold, like you said, and we're just going to see them slip and slide. It's not the right call. Rarely am I so sure of my opinion in the comms box that I'm going to just say it's not the right call. But I really don't believe that the soft tires are the right call. However, I respect both Speed Queen 80 and Delange for making this gamble, because that is a gutsy move. And if I'm proven wrong, I'll eat my words. Not literally, of course, because I don't know how I would do that, but you understand what I'm saying. If I'm actually proven wrong, I will admit to it that I was wrong. I just don't think I'm going to be.
We'll have to wait and see, but it looks like the safety car could be going in. So they could be coming in this lap, because the drivers are they're all coming in, Tim. They're all coming in. But I don't know how you're going to eat your words if they are going to pull off the master stroke. But some boy, for the third time, will it be third time lucky to pull away at this stage to try and do it all over again? I feel bad for some boy, Tim. I feel bad for him, because he's trying everything he can to pull away, and the Smoke's saying, well, no mate, I'm by you, whether you like it or not. And he's trying to... Smoke has lost out twice on the restarts, so he's got to be on the ball, to be fair. So Tim, I'll let you go back on to see what's going to happen at the start of the restart.
And Smoke has struggled with these starts time and time again. This time it's looking slightly better, but still much of the same story. Sunboy getting the jump on him, but Smoke is certainly a lot closer this time. 0.4 of a second separating him and Sunboy, but he's also on the defensive, trying to keep Maddie away from him and trying to break up that slipstream. Meanwhile, Speed Queen 80, she is making a few moves up in position, and Delange as well, 10th and 11th place, because Michael Lute has decided to pit. So not sure what's going on there. Sunboy, meanwhile, 1 second ahead of Smoke. Maddie half a second behind Smoke, and it's been the same top three with the last few safety car starts. Trying to monitor our soft tire runners of Speed Queen 80 and Delange as Rustman gets by Ginger Tiger for the 5th position. Will he be able to keep it, though? Yes, he does. Only just, though, clearing him into turn 3.
Absolutely. Come on. We want more battles galore. No more wings, no more safety cars, guys. That's all we ask for. We want to see some great battles galore. And I'll tell you what, we might see a few more, because the battle for 4th place is really heated up. And Michael's gone for the softs as well. Michael's gone for the softs. But looking at the times from Speed Queen to Spud, I think we're both right at the minute. It is a couple of laps too early for the softs. But again, It all depends how these guys can time it. If they get another safety car and they timed it, Speed Queen Delange will be fuming as well, because they'll be going in for the pits as well.
On board with Russman, who's found his way into the 5th position, now battling with O'Steven for that 4th position, just about half a second behind him at the moment, and I think that Russman might have an opportunity to go for a lunge in turn 1, but that is going to depend on how good of an exit he just got, and I think that he had a little bit of an issue, so I'm not sure if he's going to be any better than O'Steven. Looked like for a moment he was able to catch up with him, but O'Steven ultimately the slightly better exit there.
Absolutely, he nearly hit the wall, actually, O'Steven. He nearly hit the wall, and Russman really forced himself to try and get close to O'Steven, but nothing like that at all. Nigel Gash getting close to Ginger Tiger for 6th place. I'm worried about these drivers, Tim. I'm worried that you don't want to get them to caught with the wall, because they'll have to go into the pits either way. But they're getting close, and yellow flags at the 3. Michael's out. Michael is out, and we could have another safety car, Tim.
We do. We have another safety car around Baku. I think that brings it up to 4 safety cars. However, this might help Speed Queen 80 and Delange, but they have 2 laps on those soft tires already, and the soft tires are mostly a qualifying tire around Baku. So the question remains, will Speed Queen 80 and Delange pit again for another set of soft tires, or are they going to stay out on these sets and pick up a few positions?
It's a very tough call, Tim, because it just depends on if the rain stops. Like, if you go into the pits and then you could probably just lose, well, they won't lose a position anyway, but from that position itself, they'll have to catch up to the safety car. And that could be the position where the guys who are in the top 10, like the top 9, could gamble to the softs or maybe mediums just to ease it off. I don't know. It's very mad. It's been a mad race. We've had 4 safety cars, guys. 4 safety cars. And I only predicted twice, Tim. I only predicted 2 safety cars this evening. Joe says Speed Queen won't gain much position. You lose lots less time on the safety car. You do lose them. Rena says good risk, can't. Well, fair play to Speed Queen and Delange for gambling on the intermediates and the softs at this stage.
And Smoke's pitting, as is Matty. Sunboy stays out though.
Ooh, and there's quite a few that's just gone in. O'Steven stayed out. Russman.
Smoke's on the softs. Matty's on the softs. Russman, that's Smoke's teammate. He's on the soft tire as well. Sunboy, O'Steven, Ginger Tiger, Nitro Gash, JP, Sir Spud, your top 6 have stayed out on the intermediate tires. Smoke, Matty, Speed Queen 80. Those are the next 3 drivers, all on soft tires. Speed Queen 80, slightly older tires there than Smoke and Matty. Russman on a set of softs as well. And Sab. So 12 drivers left in this session, and it's almost split in half.
I don't know which one. Yeah. Who will win, the intermediates or the softs, to last them to the end of the race? We'll have to wait and see how everything goes. But at the moment, it's still, I can see bits of rain, but the track looks like it's a little bit drying up. Not much, just a tad on certain parts of the track. Certain parts of the track, from other parts, like near the castle section that I'm watching from Spud's point of view, it's still wet, but it's a very difficult scenario. I don't know who to pick, Tim. This has been a mad race.
Well, it's the green team versus the red team, the intermediates versus the softs. Literally a dead split. 6 drivers on the intermediate tires, 6 drivers on the soft tires. This is what the Invictus Racing League is all about. This is the Realistic Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver 61. And I'm just as excited as you are, Mac, to see which one is going to be the right call here. You have a mixed match of laps on the intermediates with 7 laps on Sunboy's tires, 11 on O. Stevens, and then 8 on JP's with only 4 on Sir Spud. Then almost everyone on the soft tire has a fresh set, and in fact, everyone except Speed Queen 80 has a fresh set of softs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wait a minute, though. Is the rain picking up again? I know it stayed at a consistent drizzle, but it looked like for a moment it got a little bit heavier.
Certain parts of the track, Tim, look like it's a bit heavier, but it's still the same on majority of it. I think at the moment... Oh, Speed Queen! Is Speed Queen going for the intermediates? I wonder. Or she's going for the softs again. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just watching to see what's happening from the intermediates point of view. The green team versus the red team. She's going for the softs. She's gambling on the softs again. She saw the gap between herself and Delange for between herself and 11th place. So they're all on equal terms, Tim. They are all on equal terms with the soft team. So the soft team or the red team, they're all on fresh tyres.
This is fantastic. We could not have wrote this script if we sat down a week before to figure this out. This is going to be fantastic. 20 of 26 laps on the board. It is going to be a shootout. I don't think we're going to have any more safety cars. The laps are just too close to the end. So no more safety cars after this. It is just going to be straight racing from here.
Well, we have to wait and see. I know the safety car probably won't come out in like the last 3 laps at least, anyway. From our experience that we saw, but some of the people on the comments on the stream saying that they're very worried about some boy on the intermediates. At the minute, I think it's slowly, and I'll say that again, Tim. I think it's slowly coming up towards the softs conditions, but not much, but edging a little bit because the rain is just only appearing on certain parts of the track. Not much, not as bad as what we had at the first part of the race itself, but we have to wait and see how everything goes. We had the safety car coming out from 1 lap on the 3rd from last lap at Imola. Oh yeah, so there could be a possibility that the safety car could come out. That's what Joe said as well. Rain says he has more to lose than gain on the intermediate, so Stephen should have definitely pitted. Yeah, I mean, I really am worried for Stephen for like 12 laps, Tim, at the minute, because he's got to do another 7 laps, so that's 19 laps if he's going to be staying on the intermediate.
Sunboy is pitting. We've got a double agent now.
Oh, he's probably listening to us. He's on JP, O'Stephen, Ginger Tiger, Nigel Gash, Sir Spud. They're the only ones who are on the intermediate, so they're trying to avoid joining the red team of the softs.
Sunboy's on the full wets. Oh
what?
My goodness, Sunboy, there was an issue in the pits, and I'd say that he is fuming. Those full wets are definitely not going to help him now. I think we're going to see that Williams driver pit one more time. The question is, will the safety car wait for him? I don't believe it will.
No. They're all close up together. As soon as Sunboy chases Delange, when the safety car comes in after the second sector, that is it. So Sunboy has been outdone by his pit crew. And Sunboy will be absolutely livid. He'll be absolutely livid with the pit crew.
I'm livid for him now. You got to think, he led pretty much every single lap today. And then he pits for what would likely be the correct call at this point for the soft tires. And the pit crew puts a full wet set on. And now safety car is going to be coming in this lap most likely, which means that, yeah, Sunboy can pit. He can get a fresh set of softs. But unless we get another safety car, which is starting to look like that's not going to be the case, well, he's just done for it. There's no chance for him to win now. So he just took a good finish and had it thrown out the window for whatever reason. I don't know if that was his mistake or if it was just the pit crew's mistake, but whatever happened to Sunboy, if he still is able to win this race, it's a miracle.
It's an absolute miracle from where he is in 10th. The safety car needs to have another lap, but he can't. The safety car's in this lap. Oh no, some boy who's odds-on favourite based on his performance after each safety car will probably be being messed up by the team. And oh, Stephen, the track is drying up slowly. The track is drying up. 4 drivers, intermediates. The rest are on softs, except for some boy who's on the wets. Oh my goodness gracious me, Tim.
So we're riding on board with Smoke this time instead of Ginger Tiger. We're riding on board with the first driver on the soft tire compound. I want to see the kind of start that the softs have over the intermediates, and already Smoke is close to overtaking Sir Spud, but he can't before the line, so he's got to stay on his outside, and Sir Spud dives down into the pit, so Smoke's already up to the 3rd position. Oh, Steven and Ginger Tiger, they're going to be battling it out to turn number 1. So Oh, Steven trying to pull away on 14-lap old intermediate tires. Ginger Tiger very close in tow, but the soft tire runners are coming. Maddie looking underneath of Smoke side by side into turn number 2. No DRS this time. It should, maybe, possibly be activated in a few laps, but not this time around. Smoke having to get ahead of Maddie on raw pace alone, and he's going to have a look underneath of Ginger Tiger. Cannot do anything with it that time. Meanwhile, some contact with Maddie into the back of Smoke, and the Aston Martin of Rustman trying to get around Maddie. So Smoke maybe some contact into the back of Ginger Tiger that time. Oh, Steven still leads, but only by 0.6 of a second. He got a decent exit that time around, while Rustman in the Aston Martin is still giving Maddie one heck of a time, just trying to hold him off. Maddie in the Alpine just trying to hang on, find his way into a podium position. Rustman trying to get up there and race with his teammate. Maddie not letting Rustman go. Some contact there, contact indeed, as Maddie pretty much just refused to let Rustman have any room whatsoever. Maddie bullying his way into the 4th position, Rustman having to concede and go back into the 5th position. Meanwhile, Smoke is in 3rd, but not securely. He's now looking underneath of Ginger Tiger. Will he get the move done? Yes, he does. Does he clear him? Yes, he does. His next victim is going to be Oh, Steven in the Mercedes. Will he be able to get him? He should. The soft tires are definitely the way to go, but Maddie is right on his gearbox.
Oh my God, this is going to be a classic. Can Matty? Oh no, contact!
And Maddie pushed him. Maddie pushed him into the lead. It is a NASCAR bump and run style racing, except it's more like Daytona and Talladega. Smoke in 1st, Maddie in 2nd place, Oh, Steven in 3rd, and he is dropping like a rock. He's going to have to go onto the soft tires now. Rustman finds himself in 3rd. Speed Queen 80 up to 4th. She is in a position to get the 3rd position away from Rustman, but who is going to have the better exit out of turn 1? Rustman, I think he's using some ERS there to get ahead of her. And Rustman will hold on to the 3rd position for now. Speed Queen 80 in 4th. JP going a bit wide and loses his front wing in 5th place. So that means that DeLange in the Alfa Romeo is going to inherit that position from JP here in just a few moments' time. JP pulling over to the inside of the track to let DeLange by. Speed Queen 80 still locked into a tight battle with Rustman. Maddie in a tight battle with Smoke up ahead as well.
Come on! Come on! We want more battles galore! This is an absolute classic! Absolute classic! Unbelievable scenes! I want Speed Queen to get into the top 3. She's been pushing and pushing to get herself into the top 3. Come on, Speed Queen. Can Smoke hold on? But Matty is not giving up. He's putting elbows galore when he was battling up with Rustman earlier on. But I tell you what, unbelievable racing, Tim.
Unbelievable indeed. No, Michael, no. They've got drivers running in 1st and 3rd. Meanwhile, All Thumbs Massey have drivers running in 2nd and 10th. That is, of course, Maddie and Ginger Tiger. Smoke, he won last week in the Japanese Grand Prix. Will he be able to go 2 for 2 in a row today? 23 of 26 laps on the board. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by Gridfinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver 61. And it is the final few laps of the race. It started on the wet weather tires, the full wets. Then it went to intermediates. Then we had some drivers gamble for the soft tires that eventually paid off. The first 2 to do it, though, was Speed Queen 80 and DeLange. Speed Queen 80 you see on your screen now, but she has got a time penalty. That must be 3 seconds for multiple warnings, so that's going to come back to bite her. So she's going to have to get 3 seconds ahead of Rustman if she wants a podium today, unless Rustman picks up a time penalty too. Rustman very aggressive into turn 1, just barely clears her, so he will hold on to the 3rd position for now, while Sunboy has run the fastest lap of the race, a 1:45.2. Sunboy, you've got to feel for him though. He made a mistake with his pit crew to where they put him on the full wet tires when he needed to go on softs, but he's found his way back up into the 6th position, so a decent recovery. But considering the fact that he had led the entire race up into that point, it has got to definitely hurt. It doesn't matter where he finishes. If it's not first, it was a definite and definitive loss for him.
Absolutely, and Sunboy would be absolutely livid. He had the greatest start of it all and got himself into the lead, up to the point where his pit crew is absolutely will be livid. He'll be absolutely kicking at the team for that, to put himself into the wets. Oh, Russman speaking through the castle section. Russman, the biggest mover of the race. Yellow flag set to 1. Who's that? That's JP. JP has lost it after turn 3, but they're still watching Russman and Speed Creed through 3rd and 4th. Oh, so we'll have to wait and see how everything goes at the minute, because Speed Creed hold on for dear life. Russman trying to hold on for dear life, but they'll have, well, I'm hoping they'll have the DRS kicking in, but Matty is losing the pace to Smoke. Speed Queen could have a chance to push herself into the top 3. She does have a 5-second penalty for pounding for collision with Saab, but that might be removed. We'll have to wait and see how everything goes. But here we go. Can Speed Queen make the move into 3rd? Or will Russman hold on in 3rd? Oh, brilliant move there from Speed Queen. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. On the penultimate lap, Tim.
So Speed Queen 80 finding herself in the 3rd position, and again, as Malk said, that penalty may be looked at by the stewards and removed. We'll have to update you later on in the week about that situation. But at the moment, on track, we know that she is 3rd. Taking a look at Maddie now, who is gaining on Smoke slowly, but it's the penultimate lap. If he's going to make a move, he's going to have to make a move now. And he is so close. He's flirting with the DRS range, but he's going to have to wait until he get back to the pit straightaway to get the DRS, and that's assuming that he can stay within a second of Smoke, and that is starting to prove to be easier said than done. 9/10 of a second now, but Smoke gets much better exits out of these corners than Maddie is. Maddie is having to drive the race of his life right now. Meanwhile, Smoke, he just set the fastest lap. I say that he is more or less cool as a cucumber, just knowing that he needs to finish this race and hang on and just run a consistent pace, and he will be okay.
Absolutely, just keep it cool. Don't make any silly mistakes now. There are 2 more laps, well, 2 more laps, shall we say. This lap and the next lap. They've got to be at their very best. Matty's getting close, but he hasn't got much ERS. Has Smoke got ERS? Smoke has got at least 30% ERS, so he can pull away like no man's business. Reed says the Ray Russman abuses the curbs on joint service. Just look on not speeding up. Absolutely. Russman needs to hold on for dear life. And I tell you what, Smoke is pulled away massively. It's still within the 1 second gap. Can Matty, out of all the odds to win the Baku Grand Prix, or will Smoke win his 2nd race, I believe? 2nd race of the season, Tim.
2nd race of the season, his 2nd realistic performance win in his entire tenure of Invictus Racing League. Remember, Smoke is a new addition to the Invictus Racing League. He ran 1 RP race last season. This is his first full-time season with Invictus, and he is making the best of it so far. Just a half a lap to go, and we might be able to call him a 2-time winner. You mentioned ERS. Well, Smoke is one of the best at conserving his ERS. He has his own little tricks and his own little tactics that he sticks to religiously to make sure that he can capitalize on the ERS when other drivers have used theirs up. Through the castle section one more time. This has got to be a section that makes every driver nervous. Smoke taking it very, very easy. He's got a little bit of a cushion out the back, 1.6 seconds at the moment, 1.8 seconds actually it looks like. So Smoke is pulling away from that Alpine. He cannot give up yet, but he can at least take it a little bit easy. He's just got one more sector to go, just a handful of corners, and we can call him a second-time winner in the Invictus Racing League's Realistic Performance League. He was in the AlphaTauri last week. He's in the AlphaTauri this week. Maybe he is starting to feel like that car brings him a little bit of luck. He wanted to get the monkey off his back last week and get his first RP win, and he done that. And now he's getting his second win in a row and his second RP win of his career today in Azerbaijan as Smoke crosses the line and wins the Grand Prix. Maddie in second place in the Alpine, Sunboy in third as he was able to get around Speed Queen 80, who will drop down to fifth on track. That might be removed, not sure yet, actually dropping down to sixth. So we got Russman in fourth, Delange in fifth, Speed Queen 80 in sixth, Nitro Gash in seventh, Sir Spud in eighth place with a close battle there with O'Steven in ninth, Ginger Tiger in P10, JP in 11th, and Sab in 12th.
Absolutely, and Sunboy, after all that struggles with the team, he was absolutely livid and he was absolutely delighted to get himself into the podium. But again, the podium was his objective based on the start, but he should have had that win, and that cost him dearly. And he battled like a Botas moment at remember the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Oh, and JP wrecked out. JP actually wrecked out just before the line.
Oh, so JP will not get any points. Even though he got wrecked before the start finish line straight, he'll be livid with that. Russman, driver of the day, yes, absolutely. He moved 12 positions, but obviously Speed Queen also had a fantastic race, don't get me wrong. But I reckon that penalty will be removed. But here we go, Tim. Here are your race classification.
And your official finishing order for the Invictus Racing League's Realistic Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix is Smoke in first with Maddie in second, Sunboy in third, Rutsman in fourth, Delange in fifth, Speed Queen 80 in sixth, Nitro Gash in seventh, Sir Spud in eighth, ninth is O'Steven, Ginger Tiger in 10th, JP in 11th, Sab in 12th, 13th is Michael Luke, 14th is Luke Lira, Tal in 15th, Turok in 16th, to Delhi in 17th, with Roberts in the 18th position. We'll talk to our top three of Smoke, Maddie, and Sunboy here in just a few moments' time. But I'll say, Matt, that was lightning in a bottle. Probably the most fun race that I've called in quite a long time, if not ever.
It's been mad, to be fair, and it's been an absolute classic. But it's just interesting to hear everyone's thoughts of, the guys of the unbelievable race. We've had 4 safety cars. Went from wet, heavy rain, full wets to intermediate to dries. It was unbelievable race. It was absolutely unbelievable. I believe Matty cannot make it tonight, so cannot make it to the commentators box. But I'm hoping we'll just try and get Smoke and Sunboy, if they are available, to join. Just bear with us a sec, guys. But Tim, I mean, what was your best moments while trying to get the guys into the commentators box?
The green team versus the red team, which the red team won, by the way.
Oh, definitely. After unbelievable scenes, I mean, you can't. I just don't know how to say it. That was unbelievable. That race was unbelievable. I keep saying it because it was a classic. Either way. So yeah, just mad. So you have to wait and see how everything goes.
Still waiting on Sunboy. There he is. So Smoke and Sunboy, they have joined. So just give them a quick second to get situated.
Yeah, absolutely. So just get themselves sorted and ready to go. But yeah, it's been a mad race. Whatever happens, it's been an absolutely mad race. For the guys who have just joined into the commentators box, that is Smoke and Sunboy. Before you say anything, guys, please make sure your loud voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. So while the drivers are getting themselves sorted and ready to go, Tim will be doing the questions to the guys to hear their thoughts of a mad wet to dry 4 safety car madness race. It was crazy, absolutely. If you're in the chat, guys, what's your best moments of the race? Who's been your driver of the day? Who's been your best driver to watch while you've been watching the stream itself? I mean, I'd like to hear Smoke's thoughts of trying to get past Sunboy in after three safety car incidents. And then the fourth one, when some boy lost it with the tier, I'd like to hear his thoughts actually of what happened when they put into the wets. But then he stormed from, I think it was from 11th or 10th, all the way up to 3rd by the last lap and on the straight as well. That is some doing as well, and that is a great drive from some boy. But I would have liked to hear Matty's thoughts, but I'm sure he'd be absolutely delighted for finishing off in 2nd place. But yeah, guys, are you all set, ready to go?
Yeah, good to go.
Yeah, all good?
Absolutely.
Nice one. So I'll pass you over to Tim to hear the thoughts. So Tim, I'll let you do the honours.
And first things first, we'll talk to our winner of Smoke. 2 wins in a row now, and I want you to walk me through something. You're on the safety car in P2. You know the track's drying up, but maybe you're questioning your strategy. You see Sunboy, the leader, bypass the pit road, and yet you dive down, take the gamble for softs. What led you to that position?
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to pass him on track. He had a way more pace than what I did. So I had to try something I thought was a bit risky, but I had to give it a go. I thought if it dries out during this safety car period, then I'm quids in, because I came out net P1 if it happened. And if it dried up after that safety car was lifted, as long as I could stay within 19 seconds of him, I knew I could get him on the pit stop when it did eventually dry out. But yeah, Sunboy had unbelievable pace today. It was, yeah, I had no answer for it.
What went through your mind when you saw that it was going to be a wet race, and how did that change your plans for the race?
I was kind of looking forward to the wet race, if I'm honest. I don't normally say that. Yeah, I thought I might have be in for a chance, but then Sunboy got a lightning start, sort of blitzed past me, I think it was JP and Michael, and then just disappeared by 5 seconds. I was like, right, okay, that's the win gone. I'm fighting for P2 now. Just try and hang on to him if I can. Safety car closed up, but he nailed the launch every time. He managed to get his tyres warm whilst keeping mine stone cold. I don't know what he did, but I'm lucky. I think I've just used my entire season's worth of luck on this race.
Well, congratulations, Smoke. It's 2 wins in a row for you.
Thank you.
And Sunboy, P3 could have been P1, probably would have been P1. We've got to ask, what happened in the pits that caused you to take those full wets?
To be fair, I have no idea. I have actually no idea. I thought I chose the strategy to mediums, and I thought I'd change it to softs. Because Jeff came with the mediums, but I wanted softs. So yeah, suddenly in the pits I got wet. I've actually no idea.
And
but yeah,
so,
in the end it came all well.
So I guess the pit crew did definitely make their own mistake, and I'd say that that's happened to the best of us. But tell us about what it was like to recover your position. I know that you probably don't want to talk about the heartbreak of losing this race, but you still made a fantastic recovery to P3. So what was that like on the fresh softs?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like when I came out on the wets, some swear words have been said. But yeah, then I thought like the most I can do is to fight back as good as I can, and I did, and I didn't actually. I was questioning myself: am I so fast, or what's going on? Were my tires just too good, or I didn't even know what happened, because yeah, everyone kind of seemed so slow. So yeah, and the final overtake was on the last lap, I think, on Speed Queen. So I cheered a bit after the checkered flag.
So you can at least find some, I guess, a silver lining in these dark clouds today. P3 is still a good day for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Malk, I'd say that race was, as I said, lightning in a bottle. It was so fun to commentate, and I don't think we've ever had a race quite as interesting as that in the rain, except last season around Austria when it was a wet race with dry tires. Now let's try to make sense of that.
Yeah, that was insane, crazy. You could think of any words, right? Tonight, Azerbaijan, I said predicted like the 2 safety cars. We've had 4. We had an unbelievable start from the full wets to the intermediates and then to the dries, and people were gambling on the earlier tyre, but they were gambling a little bit too early at some points, which is going to cost them. I felt bad. I was listening to some boys' comments about the team. I think the team will be sacked after tonight with the tyre wear situation itself. But that was insane. I mean, fair play to some boy for bouncing back and get that anger back to get himself into the podium. So well done to some boy for that, and well done to Smoke, who double winner. 2 wins on the bounce. We'll have to wait and see how everything goes. And well done to Matty for getting his podium on the Performance League tonight. What a drive. And also Speed Queen as well, and Russman. They're the 2 drivers who had the bigger advantages of the, big gaps, should we say.
And that's all the time that we have, but thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all the drivers that race with us. Congratulations to our podium finishers, and a big thank you to our sponsors, gridfinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver61 for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole. And until next time, have fun, and goodbye.
Take care, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.